I was not expecting to make a video today, but then Bushiroad dropped their winter card game information presentation just live on YouTube, and there were quite a few cool news drops there, so I decided to just make this quick video to make sure all of you guys are up to date in terms of what we fighters can come to expect from Cardfight Vanguard in the upcoming year 2020. In a nutshell, I'm going to be covering the new anime, new products, the upcoming clan release schedule, as well as a new mechanic. So if any of that interests you guys, please do watch on. Let's start with the most important thing. What's going to happen after the anime Shinamon arc ends in March of this year? In commemoration of Vanguard's upcoming 10th anniversary, we're going to receive an anime called the Vanguard side story, If. From what we know so far, the story will involve the world of Vanguard that we know getting distorted, and then two pairs of characters will have to cross time and space and battle villains in order to retrieve the original world. The first pair will be Ibuki and Suiko, and here we have Ibuki basically noticing that the world that they're currently in is different from the one that they usually know, whereas Suiko is actually blaming him, saying that maybe this whole distortion happened because of the mistake he made, and I'm sure that she's referring to him basically choosing to join with the deleters. The second pair will consist of Aichi's sister Emi and a new character Shuka, who is a card spirit. Based on the information provided, it looks like in the world of If, Emi is going to play the role of some kind of magical girl who can summon the units from Vanguard, whereas Shuka is going to be sort of like her guide or partner. And we also got confirmation that Emi will be using Blaster Blade and most likely a Royal Paladin deck in this arc. Furthermore, the producer hints that Majesty Lord Blaster, which hasn't been retrained in the V series so far and would actually be in my top 10 list of cards that I really want to see retrained in the V series, will be playing some kind of role in this If anime, so I'm really looking forward to seeing him finally appear in the V series and what kind of role he's going to play. And of course, what kind of effects he'll have in the V series as well. So that's all the information we have about the new anime, but the producer also wanted us to know that this phase of Vanguard will end in 2020, and they are currently working on a new series of Vanguard to begin in 2021 to coincide with the 10th anniversary, and this is the part that I am really hyped about. Like, it has been cool to see the original adventures of Shinamon, and I think this new If arc will probably be pretty entertaining and nice to watch as well, but I'm kind of tired of watching them rehash the same old characters in new stories again and again. I'm really looking forward to seeing what new things they can do with the franchise and the series coming up in 2021. Next, let's look at the upcoming product release schedule. In March, we are going to get 3 trial decks for Royal Paladin, Gear Chronicle, and Neo Nectar. And in April, we are going to get an extra booster featuring those 3 clans. Wait a minute, doesn't that trio of clans sound very familiar for some reason? You guessed it! Team Tri-3, the protagonists of Vanguard G, are going to receive retrains for their decks and avatars in the V series, although I don't think they'll actually be appearing in the anime, but it'll be pretty cool if all 3 of them basically receive cameos in the world of If, because I mean, if the characters are going to cross time and space, I suppose it won't be a surprise for them to appear, but in any case, this is really cool, really nice to see them come back in this format. And of course, in the following month, we're getting Extra Booster 14, the next stage featuring support for all 3 of their decks. We have the new Ultimile, the new Asha, as well as Chrono Dragon next stage, so this is pretty epic and intense as well. They're not just leaving it as trial decks, they're gonna give us some epic support for these decks as well, featuring cards that we know and love from the Vanguard G series, and this is pretty cool as well. In May, of course, we are going to receive this year's premium collection, as well as a constructed Royal Paladin deck. Here's a preview image for the premium collection, and it looks like the Royal Paladin deck will be Majesty Lord Blaster. So this is called a special deck set, and the producer says that it's basically going to be similar to the legend decks for Aichi, Ren, and Kai that we received previously. It will feature the Royal Paladin clan, including 1 type of Shadow Paladin card. Of course, if it's Majesty Lord Blaster, we have to see Blaster Dark in the deck too, right? So it will contain the deck, a special premium deck holder, as well as exclusive sleeves. The entire price of the product will be 8,800 yen, which is on the pricey end, I think. I think it's more expensive than the legend decks that we got previously. But who knows, maybe the accessories are really nice. In June, we are going to get a booster pack featuring Oracle Think Tank, Kagero, Dimension Police, and Link Joker. So I'm not sure if this will just be random support or if the characters who use these will appear in the world of If and play these decks. And in July, we'll get a booster pack for Murakumo, Pale Moon, Dark Irregulars, and Grand Blue. Next, to further commemorate the 10th anniversary of Vanguard, the card game will be collaborating with two other franchises revealed at this presentation. The first is Bang Dream, which I think is a rhythm game by Bushiroad as well. And secondly, they will also be collaborating with the Monster Strike mobile game. And finally, the new mechanic. Until now, Vanguard has had only one type of card: units. Whether they are normal units or trigger units, your entire deck will be made up of units. But now, Bushiroad is releasing a new card type called Order Cards. You can only use Order Cards once per turn, and once they are used, they go into the drop zone. And there are two kinds: Normal Orders and Blitz Orders. Normal Orders are played during your turn, whereas Blitz Orders are played during the opponent's turn. Now this is very interesting to me, because Vanguard as a whole has been a very, how should I put this? Not a very dynamic game, in the sense that during your turn, you're the one who's making all the movements and your opponent can't really do much except guard against your attacks. But now, with the introduction of these Blitz Orders, it looks like depending on how Bushiroad is going to basically organize this mechanic, it may be possible to start doing things to counter your opponent's plays during their turn as well. Based on how the producer described it, it looks like you can put order cards in your deck, but units effects will also allow you to gain tokens of these orders as well and add them to your hand. So here's an example of one of the new order cards. I believe this is a Blitz order. It's called Quick Shield. During this battle, your unit being attacked gains plus 5k power, so it essentially works as a 5k guard. But honestly, if that's all it does, I see no point in putting this card in your deck, because essentially all of your units except maybe the grade 3s are going to give you at least 5k guard already. But the interesting part is how they are applying the Quick Shield to a new rule. In the Vanguard V series, so far all of our first starting Vanguards, the grade 0s, all have the same effect. When you ride on top of them, you draw one card. But starting from the end of March, all of our V series Forerunners are going to gain an additional skill regardless of whether you're using the old ones without the new text or not. Basically, when you ride on top of them and your opponent's Vanguard is grade 1 or higher, which means you went second, you get to add one Quick Shield ticket or token, they're calling it tickets for the orders, to your hand. So essentially, as long as you start second, you receive an additional 5k guard that you can use anytime in the game. Furthermore, the Quick Shield does count as an additional card in your hand, so you can discard it for any kinds of effects that require discards as well. So for example, you can use it as a fodder for your Kanzen. Now all of this is very interesting. Like, I'll never imagine anybody who would want to put a Quick Shield to take up a card slot in their deck, but I can see how as a token in this new rule and mechanic, it can actually come in handy for the player who starts second, because nowadays in Vanguard, it really favors the player who goes first. I'm just really quite intrigued and excited to see what else they're going to do with this mechanic, and I really hope they are not just going to make a waste of it and just leave it as just the Quick Shield and some lame other stuff that nobody's actually gonna play. With that, that's all the news we got in today's presentation. So it looks like while Yu-Gi-Oh! Will be having its big year this year, Vanguard is gonna save its big year for next year to coincide with the 10th anniversary, and that actually has got me really hyped up, because it means the hype train for card games is going to continue from this year to next, and it's showing no signs of stopping. We might actually be getting 2 awesome years for Japanese card games in a row. So with that, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Do like it if you did. Let me know what you guys think about this news in the comment section down below. And don't forget to subscribe for more Vanguard V series and the upcoming new series, news and products openings as well. And I hope to see you guys in the next Vanguard video. Wake up call, look ahead and step towards the light, shining so unwavering and bright. Meet all your foes head on and play hard. Open up the path.